Hiya folks, and welcome to another Irish whiskey review with me, Marty McCauley. Tonight, a little bit excited about these little characters here. Last night was the product launch of two new bottlings of Bushmills. Cask strength, chill filtered, no colouring, experimental cask, well, not experimental cask, but new cask finishes. This is what we've been crying out for from Bushmills for a long time now. Bushmills have the best whisky stock in Ireland. They've the biggest single malt stock in Ireland, and probably the most flavoursome whisky in Ireland, if I'm honest. And it seems everybody else was getting the jump on them to produce these new different finishes, different cask finishes, single malts, single casks, cask strength, etc., etc. So we've been crying out for this, and they've sent out two new little bottlings. Now these are the press samplings. You'll see that they're 50ml samplings, and I sort of drank half of them last night, so they haven't oxidised. I've had a measure. This is the second measure, and my little bottles are now going to be finished this evening. So what have we? Well, press release card. We have 2008 bottling. Okay, and it is a Muscatel finished. So read you the press blurb. 2008 Muscatel Cask, first aged for 8 years in oloroso sherry butts and bourbon barrels, then matured in rare deep red Muscatel wine casks for 4 years. Now, when you see other cask finished expressions and it says finished in these, normally it's 6-8 months. Bushmills do 4 years. Now, if you look at the colour, look at that beautiful colour. Okay, taking on the nice red wine cask. Now, it's a fabulous colour. It's really deep, rich amber colour. It's bordering over on a ruby red. It's beautiful colour. Now, on the nose, first thing, cherry blossom, caramel. There's a fresh pear note in it. A fresh green wood note coming through, which is quite floral, which is kind of strange a little bit. But if I say floral, it's maybe that sort of grape that crosses between the two, the floral, the fresh grape note. Yeah, touch of citrus there. Yeah, I'll set it down. Now, that is 56.4%, so quite punchy. I've already had this row today about how much water you need to put in these, and a good friend of mine said, "Oh, you don't put water in them. Don't put water in it." And that's the way she likes them. Likes them big, punchy, but at almost 60% alcohol, it's just too strong. There's a cask strength crusade coming along where people want cask strength whiskies. But the point of cask strength whiskies really should be for you to find where you want them to be. Put in as much water as you can, or whatever way you want to do it. Put in whatever little amount of water, and it's whatever your that bit where you just think that's perfect. That's perfect. The problem with the likes of these, the miniatures, the press releases, is it's sometimes quite hard to find. At cask strength, I'm not getting what I need to get from this. It's a little bit over sweet, too heavy on the alcohol, and it needs water. It needs that little bit of water to try and bring out the best aspects of this. Now, I did this last night, and when you put it in, you see the oils, the oil all starting to just separate out, and you see it, and it's just wonderful. And you know, when you see it as oily as that, you know that the mouthfeel is going to be fantastic, because it's got that viscous, oily texture that grips you around the mouth, and it just makes things wonderful, wonderful. At that, it's currant bun. There's a baked quality to it. Yeah, it's again, there's that candy fruit, but it's not overly sweet. Baked scone. There's a lot of wood coming through, but it's good. It's balanced in that. It's not OTT with the wood. It's not overly sweet. There's layers of flavour there. A little bit of stewed apple, and the vanilla is coming through. You've got lots of different stuff going on here, and I'd love to sit down and have this 4 drams of this, 4 halfings of this going across an evening, and you'll get more and more and more from it. It's really good, really good. On the finish, it's typical Bushmills. It's got that dark fruit, dried fruit, raisins, touch of sweetness, Christmas cake. It's typical Bushmills. Honestly, it's good. It's good. Now this is £100 a bottle. Not this little bottle. This is now worth nothing. But when it comes out, it's limited to 1,400 bottles roughly. I heard the number, but I didn't write it down, so I can't remember. £100 a bottle. Absolutely, I think it's pretty much nailed on at that. Had to give it a mark. 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. And that's including the value for money mark, which I would give it. I would give a value for money mark. Now, this 1995 Malaga cask. Okay. Again, have a look at the colour. Look at that colour. 25-year-old Bushmills cask strength. This is what we've been looking for. Bushmills are my local distillery. They're just up the road from me, and I always want to sing them praises. Total bias, don't get me wrong. and I make no excuse for it. People are born with inherent biases, and I love where I'm from, and I love what people around here can do. So I want to love Bushmills. So, on the nose, this is a cask strength, which is 53.5% ABV. And on the nose, you're getting deep, rich flavours here. At cask strength, it's wood all the way. There's lots of nuts, so it's walnut, hazelnut, but wood. I'll try it at cask strength on this. Just too heavy. But already, it's bang again. Nuts, apricots, honey, wood, coffee, dams and jam. It's all of that. It's so layered with flavour, But where it's at in the ABV, it's just too heavy, and it's giving you mixed signals. You'd really need. And whenever you put the water in that, you see how oily and viscous it is. Ah, wow. And it's still finishing for me. And that's when it's so heavy in alcohol. Finishes shouldn't last that long when it's that high in the ABV, because the alcohol's trying to clean your palate. And the congeners, the flavour molecules really are fighting against the alcohol. So when you water it down a little bit, it pacifies the alcohol and allows some of the less volatile molecules come through, and you can start to taste them, you can start to pick them out. So my little silver spoon is about half a teaspoon. So there's about a teaspoon of water in this now. And already you're picking out, there's a slight vegetal quality to this. It's like a cooked meal. This might sound strange, but it's like a cooked meal. There's coffee and lots of wood, and it's sweet wood. It almost smells green, but it's not. It's bags of wood that are really good. It's a really good quality cask, if I'm honest. This is not an overused cask. This is a really good quality cask, and it's coming through, and it's so packed with flavour, so packed on the nose that it's quite hard to actually discern individual things. I'm almost getting a smoky thing off it, which is probably a bit ridiculous, but it's almost like there's a smoky element to it. It's just bursting with different flavours to it. You could sit with this all day. Really, you could sit with that all day and see it bouncing around. It is just fabulous on the nose. Honeycomb coming through, and I could go on and keep going on, because it is just full of flavour, just full of it on the nose. It's just fabulous. When you take this, you're getting lots of different flavours here. You're going to get, again, apricots, fresh fruit, There's vanilla there. There's damson jam. There's a touch of aniseed. And I'm not usually someone who gives 24 different descriptions of what's in the mouth, because I don't find it very helpful, and I think it's a bit silly. But with that, there's so many flavours, there's so much going on. I nearly want to put another half a teaspoon of water in this to take it down, and I think that's to calm it down even more. But by the same token, if I calm it down, I feel like I might lose something, and it becomes a little bit of this struggle. The finish just keeps going on. There's chocolate coming in. There's wood. There's fresh fruit, dried fruit, all coming through. All coming through. First thing on the finish this time, it's again that fresh fruit coming through, and it's bodied fruit, so it's your soft fruits, apricots. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Yeah. This, the 95, is £400 a bottle. It's really good. At £400, I think it's a little bit overpriced. So value for money, it'll lose some mark for that. But in terms of flavour, it's really, really good. Now, this was the presentation box that was handed out in, by the way. So really nice, really nice. I'm going to go for 9 out of 10 for this. I know it's losing a point for value for money. I think it's a little bit overpriced, but you could spend all day with this and not be disappointed at any point along the way. This is exactly what Bushmills should be doing, and this is part of the start of a collection. And I think lots of people will start collecting this. So you need, the way Irish whiskey's going at the minute, you need to choose your friends wisely, because there's so many people releasing first batches, single batches, limited edition, cask strengths, all this kind of stuff. You need to choose your friends. I think Bushmills are probably going to do okay at this, if I'm honest. A triumph for Helen Mulholland down at Bushmills. Listen, these are her babies, as she said. I quote, and I think she's done really, really well. This one, value for money, worth it. In terms of flavour, it's very good. It's nothing on this. This, in terms of value for money, a little bit overpriced, but yeah, this is superb. So, on that note, today is the day the pubs have now shut again. All hospitality is now shut again for another 4 weeks. So, where will we be in a month's time or 2 months' time? I don't know. But please, please, please stay safe and well, and take care of each other, and all belong to you. Folks, take care. All the best. Bye bye.